155 on the board for the Delhi Capitals. Is that enough? Not quite sure. ESPN took in for Match Day 20 to look back at that first innings after Kane Williamson won the toss and asked the Delhi Capitals to bat first. Khalil Ahmed, in his first appearance this IPL, made an instant impact, 3 wickets for him, including the big ones of Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw, ably supported by Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and the rest of the Sunrisers bowlers to make sure that Shreyas Iyer's 45 and Colin Munro's 40, which looked like it was going to set the base for more, wasn't to be. I've got Sean Tate and Murali Karthik with me. Well, how do we look at that innings? We had a chat at the end of the 9th or 10th over, Karthik, and at that point we saw the score.
97.
Yeah, 90 in the first 10 overs, and they've gone at about run a ball in the last 10. That's not very good.
Not at all. That's why sometimes you have this, you've seen this year that Delhi have been imploding.
Yes.
Another case of that happening. Because with that kind of a foundation set, you can't afford to get only those many runs and end up with just 155.
What's the issue? Is it someone not taking sort of responsibility or someone just not batting better?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a question of individuals taking responsibility, isn't it? You've been given a platform to set your stall up and get to a great total. And at that point of time, Rishabh Pant, we mentioned that has to take the responsibility, and then for him to get out at that point of time, Shreyas Iyer, if guys who are set are not going to take it forward, then it becomes very difficult for people coming in later on.
Okay, start putting your questions and thoughts through. I'll take them in just a minute. Teddy, did Sunrisers bowl particularly well?
I thought they bowled pretty well.
Yeah.
It looked to me like which we haven't seen a lot of the last, say, week in the IPL, but they bowled with conviction, as in they almost like they stuck to, they knew what they were going to bowl and they stuck to it no matter what, and it paid off. You know, Khalil there, again, just backing himself in. When it was time to bowl a short ball, he bowled it at the right time. When it was time to say at punt, not give him any room, bowl him a full delivery, a Yorker, he bowled that at the right time. So, yeah, I mean, that's what we come to expect from Hyderabad over the last couple of seasons, to be honest, a disciplined bowling performance.
Yeah, it's much improved from what we've seen. I think your selection of Khalil as Fab 4
Khalil
just gave him that much more. You know, just changed his day. Someone had a quick word in him, just saw the pre-show. Sean Tate's picked you to do well today.
So,
yeah.
I just like, you know, before that, when we were talking about his selection, I was sort of saying he's a competitor. I think that's the best trait he's got. He's happy to stand up against any player in the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I say bowling with conviction, stick to what he knows and what he's good at, and delivers it. So, what has he got, 3 for 30?
Yes, let's go for it. I knew it was going to come. Simmons Geordie, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Khalil Ahmed for the World Cup 2019. Murali Karthik, take it away.
Yeah, look, he's going to be a contender if something happens to one of these 3 senior bowlers, because Bumrah, Shami and Bhuvi are the frontliners, with Hardik Pandya as the 4th, and then you've got the 3 spinners, one including the all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja. So it's not going to be easy because you're allowed only a 15-man squad. Possibly going in the future, ICC might say 16-man. It should be a 16.
I mean, India can always, you can always send more players along as a reserve and not part of the 15 like they did with Dhaval Kulkarni last World Cup and bring them in case of injury. But is he 4th on the pecking order, Khalil, or is he fighting with Umesh Yadav?
You got your Umesh, you got Saini. But I look at that performance tonight. It's very late in the piece before they select the team, but I look at that performance tonight, and out of those guys at the moment, you go, well, he was up and about.
If he did that before an IPL auction, possibly.
Okay, what else do I have? Ankit Kumar, horrible from Delhi. Someone needs to tell Rishabh Pant that you can hold the bat with both hands. Will he survive long with this technique? He got issues few games that he's been doing. He also hit 6s with one hand, so there's that. But it's Rishabh Pant your man.
If it comes off, it comes off. But the thing is that sometimes people who play like that live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
So it's a question of making your choices, right? And it's all about shot selection, be it T20 cricket or any format. It's not just about hitting just because it's supposed to be 20 overs, you hit every ball. It can't happen because bowlers also are, they're not, what should I say, idiots that they're going to get hit in every delivery.
Certainly not. Alvin D'Souza says, I don't think Pant will be selected for the World Cup tomorrow. Rishabh Pant playing as if he doesn't want to be playing in the 11 as well for the national team. This is from one of our viewers who's written his name in a different language, so I can't read it. But I've seen that.
It's a good thing because that's a silly comment.
Yeah. Rishabh Pant might have lost his spot in the World Cup team tomorrow with the way he's playing. You know, I think the team's done. It won't have much to do with today's performance. Is he part of your team? Is he part of your 15 to the World Cup?
No,
he's not.
No, he's
and
not.
What's the reason for that, from what you've seen?
Look, couple of reasons. The first thing is that I still feel that in a format like that, you want a superior gloveman, and I still feel he's a work in progress, and more than work in progress, because you can't muff chances in a crucial situation. And secondly, to be very honest, I feel that he plays boom or bust, and you can't allow that in a 50 over.
Batsman also,
just as a pure batsman, you have to work through your gears. You have to understand the situation. It's not just about the fact that this is how I play, this is how I hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
And in the pecking order, Dinesh Karthik is the better keeper batsman for you?
And more so, and also because of the fact that the number of chances he's been given, he's done well. And wherever, whatever situation and wherever he has played, I think Dinesh Karthik has done well. So definitely in my pecking order after Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Yes.
Alright, Neeraj Pathak says DK is the more favourable choice over Pant. More experience will be more valuable in the World Cup. What else do we have? How many Aussie coaches in the IPL? Plenty, Brad Charles, if that's what you want to know. But they do well, which is why they keep getting gigs every time. Dr. Joshua also asking if Pant should be in the World Cup squad. I've just had Karthik's view on that. What else do we have? Could Shreyas Iyer have been more useful, from Tanveer Hassan? There's a comment a little earlier too saying Shreyas Iyer scored a bit too slowly, says Joseph Way.
I think along with Pant as well, I think they were, in their mind, possibly they were like, you know, we'll stay in, move it along, and then we'll launch. Problem is, when you go at that run rate and then you decide to launch and you get out, that's the problem right there. So, yeah, I mean, obviously they could have ticked things along a bit quicker, those two guys, and I just think they, you know, sometimes they pick the wrong ball. I mean, Pant, that delivery that he got, okay, yeah, might say low full toss Yorker, but maybe that wasn't the right ball to try and hit over long off.
Trying to hit it. Yeah, that was the big thing.
So, yeah.
What's Shreyas Iyer's T20 sort of role in this setup for you? Is he, a lot of teams are beginning to think like the accumulator is not something that's relevant, or the anchor rather, is not someone who's relevant in 2020. What is Shreyas Iyer's role for you?
He has to be, because look, he's got a great gift of timing, which is definitely there. We've seen that. And again, his first season exploits were brilliant when he came in as a rookie into that team. And after that, it's about taking it forward, isn't it? He's a young captain. I don't know whether that is weighing him down. I hope not. And secondly, with somebody so talented as Shreyas Iyer, who's also seen as an outside runner for number 4, I think you need to take that responsibility. Whatever be your game plan, I think that is something which Ricky and Saurav and all those guys would have had a massive discussion about, but I think there needs to be a lot more.
Yes,
Not just on the talking about Pant and Shreyas, it doesn't help when your openers don't get a run either. When both your openers don't get a score, things change a little bit as well. When one of your openers gets away, you can afford to sort of go about the innings in a different way. But obviously, it's going to be tough. You don't want to lose too many wickets either early on. So
yeah, Prem Bhandari says he thinks DC are at least 15 to 20 runs short. Seems like the general perception could be more than that. Aldrin D'Souza says, what about KL Rahul as the replacement keeper, or rather the reserve keeper, I think is what you mean, for the World Cup, maybe ahead of DK? And he wants to ask this to Teddy. I'll let Murli Karthik's thoughts too.
Well, I think he's going to be in there as a batsman anyway, Rahul. I mean, I tend to agree with what Karthik's saying. You know,
but you did say you wouldn't mind Pant as part of your
Pant, I think he will get picked. For some reason, I just think he will. I think in an exciting tournament, the World Cup in the UK, a big stage, I think he's that sort of player that has a flair. But at the same time, I don't know too many World Cup squads that have not taken a full-time keeper. Yeah. Taking a part-time keeper as a backup, that's...
All right, and KL Rahul as a potential reserve keeping option.
Talking about
KL Rahul. I thought of that.
Let's say that frees up both Pant and Karthik, and you can use an extra seamer or an extra...
Yeah, I would like to go with that, but the thing is that and the reason why I felt that was his keeping over the last season and a half has gone up. It's definitely gone up. From the time you saw him as a RCB wicketkeeper to now what he has done for them, he's doing it on a full-time basis. Can he do that for 50 overs? And also, they might also be tempted that, say, if something happens, because at the end of the day, we've known Mahendra Singh Dhoni, till the time he's completely not able to walk, he's always going to play. Sure. So, given that, do you need a keeper in the squad? That could also be a line of thinking. Yeah. and then say, okay, we'll fly in a replacement if the need arises.
I mean, India have played a whole World Cup with a reserve keeper in 2003, but that man at least commanded a place in the team itself. And this is, of course, only reserve keeping options. We are looking at MS Dhoni as the outright clear shot first keeper batsman in the World Cup. Right, players already making their way out. Is this going to be an easy chase, Karthik?
No, I don't think so. It'll be an easy chase.
Okay.
But having said that, these top two hold the key. If they get off to a flyer, then it might be. But having said that, again, it's a lot of things with the Sunrisers Hyderabad that their middle order has not shaped up so far.
In which case, it would be nice to have Kane Williamson in that team.
Well, I still
this
think
sort of chase,
absolutely, well, especially against this bowling attack.
Yeah.
This is one of the best bowling attacks, and he's one of the best bats in the world. So.
Yeah, all right. Predictions: Delhi or Hyderabad?
HYD-ERABAD.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Hyderabad.
I'm with Cardi.
All right, both Karthik and Sean Tate believe it's going to be Hyderabad that should cross over the line. That'll be a big win for them. 2 big points that'll actually throw the points table wide open. So let's see if Kane Williamson and co can get the job done.